On my way.
So yeah, once again, before we officially say our welcome, we're actually filming episode 35 during this live stream. So what you're going to
edit.
We will then, we're recording it. We'll, after the live stream is done, I think YouTube saves it, gives you the option to upload it right away or edit it. So we won't upload the recording to YouTube right away. We'll maybe add our intro. I don't know. I have to see how it goes. But basically, so during this part right here, the majority of it, we won't be interacting with the live audience, either in the YouTube chat or in the Zoom chat, because it's really literally going to be our episode 35. And then afterward, when we're done, after we say, okay, what do we usually say? Bye, see you next time or whatever. Then we'll open it up to chatting with you guys a little bit. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us. And I guess let's get going.
Okay.
Welcome to Knit Together with Kim and Jonna. I'm Kim.
And I'm Jonna.
And we are
in Vermont at my house.
Yes, you can see the pellet stove back there.
Yep. And we arrived late last night, which we normally do when we fly. So we don't have Teddy. And we turned on the pellet stove and it was great. It was fine. And then we turned it off to go to bed and then smoke started billowing out. So yeah, so it's been a morning. So I was in my pajamas like 5 minutes ago.
And when I got here,
covered in soot.
I got here about an hour before, at 10 o'clock. And I came in and Jonna was covered in soot because Jonna and her husband had gone outside and tried to clean out the exhaust.
He cleaned out the exhaust from outside. I cleaned the inside of everything. So far so good. I guess we'll know for sure when we turn it off. But it is our primary source of heat in Vermont. The law is that you have to have 2 sources of heat. So we do have radiators, like baseboard radiators, but they don't work very well. So we can get the house up to like 60, but if we want to actually be warm, then that's where it comes.
Because you have absolutely no heat upstairs.
We have no heat upstairs.
So
0.
Anything that the baseboards or the pellet stove generate.
Yeah. So there's a hole in the floors upstairs, which is the ceiling that's like got a grate. And so I guess the concept is that the hot air rises, and honestly, the floor and the ceiling are the same. So you can see through the floor into this room. So it should, it should go up more than it does, but it really doesn't. It's pretty chilly. Actually, in the 2 spare bedrooms, there are electric wall heaters. So we have 3 sources of heat.
Okay.
So if you hear any strange noises, this is my husband. Our bedroom is like right above the kitchen over there. So anyway, yes, welcome to Vermont. Welcome to my home. We absolutely love it.
Yeah.
It felt like home instantly. I don't know where to look. I keep looking at myself. So this is the thing when we record a normal episode, we just look at the camera. But now we can actually see ourselves. So it's tempting to look at yourself, but the camera's actually the green dot.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But it's nice I can look at you. Okay, so we have to tell you what happened. We tried last month, and we told our members at least that we were going to do this. I might have even posted
and
it
we've
somewhere.
done it successfully once.
Yes, during the last day of Vlogmas last year, we successfully filmed a split screen video in 2 separate locations. We tried to do one earlier in the fall, and something was wrong with the audio, so we couldn't use the recording. And then we literally filmed the entire thing. And then we tried to record episode 35 a couple weeks ago, and everything kept going wrong. Again, split screen. Just everything. It was some parts of it we recorded 3 times. Like we would realize something was wrong. We'd go back.
The power would go out to one of the lights, or my mom would call, or
Oh my goodness. It was it was fun hanging out with you, but it was
Yes.
not fun dealing with the technology.
no.
And in the end, it took us at least 3 hours to record start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. And in the end, the way what we do is she records herself in Texas on her phone without hearing her microphone can't hear me. I record mine in New York and I can't hear her. Then I'm supposed to hit record on Zoom, and then I can sync our audios to the Zoom recording and then mute the Zoom recording when I edit it. But in the end, I completely forgot
To record the Zoom.
to record the Zoom. So I would have no way to sync the audios. And I would, with all the starts and stops, I just told Jonna, I just can't edit it. It was a beautiful episode.
But we're here to recreate it, so it's all good.
We are. And then since then, I've honestly, I'm taking film classes, and it's tempting to just, do things, more fancy or more, complicated.
Well, I think you were worried about the video quality.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really love the Zoom video quality, but
It beats not having an episode.
exactly. And so what I was thinking about was we really, really, really miss you guys. And I know a lot of you have said you missed us. I'll tell you in a minute why we haven't filmed in a while. But we really want to produce content, get back to producing every week. We really do. It might not every week be both of us. We might get back to catching up with Jonna, catching up with Kim, some specific Kim-isms, kind of Kim's tips and tricks, some Jonna tips and tricks. What we're thinking is we want to do, what we're thinking is if we record the video live on Zoom, no matter what happens to our own technology separately, we still have a video. And even if maybe the quality isn't exactly the same, I think it's more important to produce content than to worry about.
Well, and I think everyone who we've ever asked has overlooked all of our technical difficulties. So I think it's fine.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. So we want to do an episode via live Zoom every month. And we also, did I ask you this? I think we were thinking of also once a month doing just a live knit and chat with us, just hang out, knit together with us, where the whole thing really is interacting with you guys. So, yeah, so let us know what you think, either in the YouTube comments or the Zoom comments, the chat. And yeah, so I guess that's it for now. So let me just tell you really quickly, if you don't know, I've posted a tiny bit on social media and maybe even on YouTube, but in early October, my brother had a stroke. And he's my only brother. He's my baby brother. He's 1 year younger than I am. And anyway, so it's been a lot. He's okay. He's learning to talk and walk and write and eat again. He's currently in a rehab. He has a tentative discharge date in January, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. And after that, we're not really sure where he would go because he didn't really have a home. So anyway, he might come with us. It's a little TMI, but anyway, but I love my brother and I'm kind of become his main healthcare advocate. And as many of you know, many people have been in this situation. Jonna had her dad live with her for 30 years, and especially toward the end was his main healthcare advocate. It's a big job. So I just haven't really had not even the time. It's more, I don't know.
Brain space.
The brain space, I guess, to record. And again, we did try that one split screen. And I haven't had time to fly to Texas, and you haven't had time to come here. So anyway, here we are. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And John is going to give you the spiel about if you want to skip the chat in this video.
Oh, we'll have timestamps. We will?
Yes.
Okay, just like we normally do. We'll have timestamps underneath the video, and everything that we talk about is in the description below.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So if you want to skip this live catch-up stuff, you can do that. Anyway, look at how that sun is shining in the window. It's so beautiful. Anyway.
Hopefully the pellet stove is still going.
It is. It just flares up and then goes down. It is. And sorry for
Warm
the,
enough, we're fine.
yeah, we're not turning it off because it is a little noisy, not
It is a
really.
little bit noisy.
But
It has an auger in it that like rotates and spits. Yeah, I know more about pellet stoves now than I want to. But anyway,
yeah.
yeah, it's cozy.
All right. So that's what I was going to say about my brother.
Okay.
I guess we can go right into what we're wearing.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
I look so Valentine-y. So this was meant to be my Christmas outfit, but as you may or may not know, it was almost 85 degrees on Christmas Day. And so I wore a red sundress and sandals, which was fine. But I am happy to be here where the weather is seasonally appropriate. I was always one of those people who we have a store here in the States called Old Navy. I don't know if they have them all over the world or not, but every Christmas they would have their commercials on TV, and I would see people throwing snowballs. I lived in California. That's where I'm from originally. And, I'd see people throwing snowballs in the commercials. I was like, I want to live in a place where there's actually snow at Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So now I do. However, I was in Texas for my birthday, for Thanksgiving, and for Christmas. So we arrived here on January 2nd.
Bless.
So yesterday.
Yes.
Yesterday. Okay, so back to what I'm wearing, which is looking more Valentine-y than Christmassy, but this is my all-season vest by Noriko Ichikawa. And I was inspired to knit this because Kim from the Knitting Posse was knitting another Noriko pattern. And so I was kind of just looking through all of her patterns and I saw this one and I thought, oh, that's super cute. So it is a worsted weight pattern. I did use a DK weight yarn plus a mohair. So I used Moondrake Grace base, which is a DK, and it is a super wash. I just went for color and I was shopping over the phone with Felicia at Pick Up Every Stitch.
You were like me this time.
And so I was like, I didn't honestly when it arrived, I was like, ooh, super wash. But it was very smooth as superwash is, and it does have some silk, and I want to say, does it have cashmere in it? No. Oh yeah. So it's 80% superwash merino and 20% cashmere in the color poppy. And then the best mohair match was a Majo silk mohair in the color cherry. And it's a beautiful mohair. It's very soft. It's not scratchy at all. So that combined together made a worsted weight gauge. And did I get gauge? Let's see. It's knit on a US size 6. The gauge is 21 stitches and 29 rows over 4 inches, which is 10 centimeters. So US 6 is a 4 millimeter needle. And my gauge was a little bit off. So my gauge was 22 stitches. So my gauge was bigger. So I knew the garment was going to be a little smaller. So I did measure, yeah. So instead of a finished 41.5-inch bust, it's a 40-inch finished bust, which is still 5 inches of positive ease for me. So it's an interesting knit in that you start, it's made in the usual way, the customary way, you do the back first and then you pick up stitches on the shoulders and then knit the two fronts until it's time to join them together. However, there are lots of short rows in this cap, which makes it fit really nicely, I think. So there was a lot of paying attention to and I'm looking at myself again. Sorry. There's a lot of paying attention to the pattern. Everything is written out. All the short rows are written out. So, it was fine. It's just that there was a lot of paying attention right at the beginning. But then as soon as I connected everything together, it was pretty much smooth sailing. And I loved the wide ribbing. So I knit that to pattern. And I knit the cropped version because number one, I'm short. And number two, I normally wear like a skirt or high-waisted pants. So I didn't want the regular length version, but there is a regular length version also. And it looks like I didn't measure the length. But like I mentioned, it's top down in the round. It has a shallow V, which is nice. And it had for my size, there was, how many sizes does it come in? one through 10. So from 37-inch bust to 66.25 inches, which is 168 centimeters. My size has an underarm gusset, which is the first time I had knit something like that. I don't think all the sizes do, but it's basically instead of bust increases, the increases are built in, and then you're decreasing for the body. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, and I think that if I knit this again, I'd probably even go up a size. So I think I knit the size 3. I would probably go up to the size 4 just because I love in the pattern photos. It's really slouchy and oversized, and I have quite a bit of ease, but I would like maybe something in a more neutral color and even slouchier and bigger. So I really liked this pattern. I think it's beautiful. And the decreases right here are perfect. They perfectly line up. It was a very well-written pattern. Absolutely no questions about it. And yeah, I really, really love it.
I do love how the ribbon kind of wraps down
does.
instead of sticking out.
Yeah, and it's because of the short rows. So
It almost is like it has cap sleeves.
it was a little bit of a pain while I was doing them, but I was glad, happy with the result. So
And the halo is amazing. You
Yeah,
guys
it's
can't
super,
see it.
super
Well, maybe you
fuzzy.
can see it a little bit over her left shoulder.
and I actually really
It's really
love
gorgeous.
this cherry color.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I have a couple things in this red now. So and I got this blouse on Bowden.com. I don't know.
It's
I had this outfit in my head, including these pants from Anthropology that have this they're corduroy and they have this huge floral pattern on them that I'm not actually wearing. And then I didn't wear because it was so warm, but it kind of reminds me of something that you would wear. But anyway, it's very to me it was Christmassy, but not overtly Christmassy. So I did wear them to a Christmas Eve service with a black sweater, green sweater or something. So anyway, I like it. Yeah.
I like it too. It's really
Yeah.
beautiful. And this is my blouse that reminds me of Jonna. I just bought it
All the way up to the
recently.
neck and
Yeah, I mean, it's not buttoned up to the neck, but it just kind of
Mhm.
lays there like that. Anyway,
pretty.
Yeah.
I like it.
thanks.
I borrow that.
Exactly. You can't see, but even all around the bottom hem of the
There's
blouse,
lace everywhere.
there's lace
Mhm.
going off the edge. So
Oh, it's beautiful.
thank you.
Did you buy it online or in a store?
I got it at my favorite
Oh.
boutique in Chappaqua, House of 29.
29.
Yeah. I've known the owner since my daughters, when they were 4 and 5, took their very first dance classes. And the owner, of course, yeah, she was the dance assistant, like 12 or 13-year-old dance assistant. And when I first walked into her store, decades later, I think she's had her store for 10 years. I saw her and she was so familiar to me. And I said, wait a minute, were you a dance assistant at whatever dance studio? And she said, yes. It was just such a small town, shop local.
Well, you've lived in that town since you were 16.
Yes, we moved there when I was 16.
So either she knows everybody or everybody knows Kim when we go out.
Yeah, I used to teach fitness at all the major health clubs.
And you did.
I taught
like,
gymnastics for
nursery
decades.
school?
Yeah, nursery school. Yeah, in that area. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, I can't hide. But now I don't have my flower beetle anymore.
Right. You're a little bit
people
less
don't follow me when they
conspicuous.
see the car.
That's right.
Anyway, okay, so what am I wearing? I am wearing my Orkney. I'm not going to say much about it because way back 4 years ago, when we first started the channel, we filmed a video exclusively about my Orkney by Marie Wallen. So I will put an embedded link just above Jonna's head. I think that's where the links usually go.
Okay.
So you can go and watch it. It's called Kim's Orkney Cardigan. So original. So you can go back and listen to all the details. It was a Rowan pattern at the time. It's knit in Rowan felted tweed. And it was in a book. And it was literally like a 2-page pattern because 1 page is the chart. Maybe it was a 3-page pattern. And it's very simple, basic instructions. It was supposed to be knit flat. I converted it to in the round with steeks. So once again, you can go to that video and watch it.
And it's gorgeous. And that was kind of your dream knit at the time.
Oh, completely. It still is. Actually, I have another Marie Wallen bunch of yarn, Rowan felted tweed, I think to make, is this cardigan called the maple cardigan?
Mhm.
I saw someone 3 years ago
At Rhinebeck, right?
Rhinebeck wearing one, and it's so gorgeous. So I have all the yarn, and I think that's going to be my 2026 dream. It stares at me. My weighted blanket goes in this storage bench in my bedroom, and every time I open it, that's where that yarn is. So every time I take my weighted blanket out or put it away, the yarn screams at me, knit me, knit me.
Yep. It does that.
So anyway, yeah.
Like last year's Christmas sweater, I still have in a project bag.
That's okay.
You didn't knit me. You didn't.
I'm
knit
sure there's
me.
many viewers right now who still have many sweaters in project bags, right?
However, if you want to see the sweater that I was going to knit, watch those twins who knit. And if you haven't watched them yet, they're super fun, but they both made beautiful Christmas sweaters this year by Augustine's DK.
Yep.
Yeah, so check them out off of their YouTube channel in the description below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's what I'm wearing. That's it.
Okay.
Finished objects?
Yes. So obviously this was a finished object. It is my most recent finished object, and this is my oldest finished object. So this is the Sabai top number 1 by Suzanne Mueller, who is also Paula Strict on Instagram. And I made Sabai top number 2 out of Sanduskarn Lena, and I love it. This one is actually, which is one of the recommended yarns, I think. This is also one of the recommended yarns, which is, I'm going to have to look back, La Mana Perla, which is an 60% cotton, 25% alpaca, and 15% silk yarn. Now, it's beautiful yarn. It's super soft. It has a really nice sheen to it because of the silk. I got gauge and I loved working with it. That said, I think I had mentioned in an episode that I had like 10 balls and I thought about making a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm really glad I didn't, because as I worked with it, I realized it's so soft that it's really drapey, and it would have stretched out and it would not have been a good idea. So I think if you want to make a dress out of this pattern, it'd be great to use the Lena, because the Lena just doesn't have give to it because of the contents. So Sanduskarn Lena. Very popular yarn that I can't remember the content of, but I think it's got some linen and cotton and viscose.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, this was the Sabai top number 2, and the difference is that there's a little bit of ribbing at the top and around the armholes and down the side. So it just has a little bit more detail than the Sabai top number 2. They both have a rolled edge to start with and a rolled hem after some ribbing. So the Sabai top number 2 doesn't have any of this ribbing. So yeah, it's a great fun knit. I wear it all the time, and it's kind of a boat neck, but it's nice because the tiny little shoulder does cover your bra straps. So I am able to wear a bra with it. And it's nice because it's knit in the round, so it's a quick start. It's not complicated, so I feel like you can get going right away and instant gratification. So my Sabai top number 2 out of the Lena, I did not get gauge. So I didn't have any trouble with my bra showing underneath my arm, but this one I do. So this one I have to wear like a camisole or a sports bra or something, because it is knit to gauge and the armholes are too deep, which is, if you go on Ravelry, you'll see some of the projects talk about the armholes being too deep. So anyway, I love it, and I love the yarn. I don't know if I would use this yarn again, actually, for this pattern. It was beautiful, but I like how the Lena, number 1, is washable, and number 2, it just really holds its shape. So anyway, but this is such a great pattern. Then there's tons of them, tons of projects on Ravelry. Did I say everything I wanted to say? So it's knit top down, knit flat to the underarms, and then joined in the round. It comes in sizes extra small to extra, extra large, to a bust size of up to 50 inches, which is 131 centimeters. It is knit on a US 6, which is a 4mm needle, and a 20-stitch gauge. And I made the size 2. I have 0 ease, which is the 35-inch bust. So yeah, anyway, great pattern.
It's
Highly
beautiful.
recommend.
It's so nice to see it in person. Last time when we did the false start recording of
I
this,
was just holding it up so you couldn't really see it.
yeah, and she's talking about it, and I just wanted to touch it.
Yeah, it's soft though, right?
It's beautiful.
And it's super squishy.
Squishy, really
Yeah,
squishy.
it was really a joy to knit.
It looks like a nice round yarn.
It is. It's
Yeah.
very plump and round and soft.
Another-
It's like baby soft.
Yeah. Another thing we noticed and we don't like about recording split screen is we can't turn and look at each other.
Right. It felt very,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It just is weird.
Less genuine, I guess, because we couldn't like interact as well as
Yeah.
we normally do. And I'm going to bend over and pick up my knitting.
But eventually we might, I mean, obviously when we're not in the same location, at least Zoom is easier to record is again all in one split screen. We don't have to have a different setup. She can just be on hers. We'll pin both of us to the screen. Hopefully it works. Thank you so much for being here with us during this whole thing. Hopefully you can hear both of us. We usually have microphones and we don't have anything.
No,
One light because
it's quite sunny.
an extra
today,
light because it's
actually.
really sunny. I hope it doesn't come in and glare all over the place. And then just
No,
the laptop mic. So hopefully you can hear us. Anyway, so finished objects. I have a couple. First of all, my Lizard Ridge Afghan or blanket. Here it is.
Here, maybe I.
And I absolutely love it. I actually cozy up in it in my room when I'm knitting.
It's pretty heavy, like it's warm, huh?
Yes. So it's Lizard Ridge by Laura Ayler. And I had taken a little Zoom class last year at some time with Keith Leonard, who I love. He teaches amazing classes at Vogue Knit Live, but he was teaching a little virtual class about this. And basically, the gist of it was the pattern is written, I'm pretty sure, wrap and turns for short rows, or with wrap and turns for short rows, and he converted it into a German short row pattern. So he taught us basically the first two sections, and then you just repeat it over and over again. It is knit in squares, if you look at the back. So we basically, in that virtual class, started one square. And you alternate two colors. It's knit in Noro Curion. And the kit that I bought from him for the class was he curated. I mean, Noro has hundreds of colors, and these yarns are the kind that change colors within the ball of yarn. So you can kind of try to yarn manage and figure out what you want, but further into the ball, you might have colors that are closer together. So it's a kind of a guessing game. I went for high contrast, obviously. And I love it. There's 6 squares by 4 squares, and I blocked each square to 11 by 11 inches. So it's approximately 66 by 44. I can do that math in my head. And then the little edging. And I absolutely loved it. I also used, I pulled out from Vogue Knit Live a few years ago, the notes from Keith Leonard's flawless finishing class. And I used his technique to make sure my, quote, stripes absolutely perfectly line up. Because if you just go from bar to bar, they don't, if you're doing mattress stitch, they don't line up. They're a half a row off. But he has a technique to do that. So take his class. And also then when I joined the square, the cast off to the cast on to the bind off, I realized it creates a whole new row because you're what's it called? It's like Kitchener stitch.
You're
Grafting them together. So I
creates
had
another row.
Yeah, so I had to choose what I ended up doing. It came with a contrast yarn, by the way. I chose black for the edging, and I was going to use the black to sew it together. I did use it for my mattress stitch, but the black disappears. But then when I put this one little row of black here, it looked horrible. So I curated from I had all these leftover balls. So I just curated which color would look good. So you can't really see it, but there's a darker kind of a purple color. And that is my grafting row. Again, I learned that from Keith Leonard. And then finally, like I said, it was supposed to have a contrast edge, but I thought it'll just look weird to have black all of a sudden. And I thought, let me just use my leftover balls. So I kind of started somewhere. I can't remember where, maybe here. And it's a crocheted, like a scalloped edge, right? And I just curated. I wanted to try to get most of the colors. So here is a pretty abrupt change there. You can see where I changed to a different color because I could have just gone on with one of the balls. And yeah, I absolutely love it. It came out a million times better than I thought it would. My granddaughter, Ruby, when she's at my house, she always wants to sleep in it. And I love it.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I highly recommend this pattern. So,
and it went fairly fast.
It went really fast because it's easy to throw one square in your bag and take it everywhere with you. And Keith said, it can seem complicated, the short rows the first time, but you do them so many times. By the time you're finished with the first square, and after a while, you realize, oh, you're going back 11, 10, 9, 8. It's just so intuitive. And you can easily see if you made a mistake, which I made some.
What size needle?
That's a good question. I think it was whatever it was suggested because I don't remember.
I mean, a fairly large needle.
Yes.
It's large yarn.
Oh, you know what?
lots
Since
different
I'm not
yarn
recording on my
on our
phone,
phones.
I can look at my Ravelry. It might say, oh my goodness.
I know we're thinking about getting cameras so that we can record our individual episodes and not use our phone because it's really, we feel a little handicapped not being able to look stuff up on our phones.
US 8, which is a
Oh, yeah.
5 millimeter. I
Okay.
don't even have to remember the
You don't?
millimeters. If I look on
Nice.
Ravelry, oh my goodness, a whole new world has opened up to us. A whole new world.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna sing.
Me either. Anyway, there it is. There's my Lizard Ridge. I love it.
Love it.
Okay, next FO.
Okay, I have one more FO, and I was very inspired by Hella from Danish Musings, and I'll link her podcast below. I love her aesthetic, but I saw that she made this teddy clutch.
I almost stole this when
knit.
I was in Texas for Jonna's birthday. Not really, but
So this is knit on a US 4, and this is a project where gauge really matters. So the gauge is 16 stitches for 4 inches. It comes in a small size and a large size, and this is the large. And I made this out of Moondrake plush paca, which is 70% alpaca and 30% wool, which is 162 yards to 100 grams. And I needed I ran out of yarn, but I needed more yarn. So I had to buy a second skein, and it wasn't inexpensive, but I just needed that little bit to finish it. So whatever. And it's actually a gift for my daughter, but I haven't given it to her yet because she's still indoor camping because their house isn't quite finished and they have lots of animals. And I'm pretty sure one of them is going to think that this is a
toy, a dog toy.
yeah, or a live animal maybe. So this is a super fun project. And why I say that gauge matters is because I bought the frame that is sold by Petite Knit. I actually bought it at Pick Up Every Stitch. It's a metal frame, but if your bag doesn't fit the frame, then you're kind of
In trouble.
in trouble. So gauge super important. It was a little, I was like, wow, how does this even work? But it was actually pretty easy, not a big deal. And then, I've been sewing all my life, and I actually bought the lining, which you can buy the pre-made lining, but in the pattern, there are directions for making your own lining. So I bought the lining and I sewed it in because I thought, oh, I know how to sew. Like, this is easy. And it didn't look great. And I had a little bit of puckering right here. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to look at her video and see how she does it. And I have to say, definitely look at the video, definitely use her technique because my stitches are hidden completely. So,
yeah, you can't see.
Yeah, and you can't see it at all. And it just fit beautifully. And I bought the little, I think the Petite Knit label came with the lining. Yeah. So it's got a flat bottom. So you basically cast on stitches and then knit a rectangle. And then you pick up stitches around the rectangle and knit a tube, basically. Well, yeah, except it's not a tube. And then you knit a little bit extra so that you can fold over onto the frame. So yeah, I'm going to make a small one for my granddaughter, and I already bought some knit picks, boucle that I'm going to have to hold double. So that's going to be interesting in like a fuchsia color. So I'm going to make her the small one, but I haven't been able to find the small frame yet. So anyway, I love it. And she loved it. She, I think I let her use it once and then she had to return it so that, animals didn't get it. But yeah, highly recommend it. It was a quick knit. It's a nice travel knit too, because, you're basically just knitting around and around. So yeah, we were, speaking of tubes, we were discussing, my grandchildren and I discussing how many holes a straw has, and a straw is a tube. And they were like, someone said 2 right away, and another kid said, no, just 1. It's just 1 hole. So anyway, it's not a tube.
There's the mathematician for you.
Yeah. So that was a really fun project. I think that's all I have to say about it.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, so she had just finished it when I was in Texas for her birthday, and
you saw it.
I told her if it disappears, it wasn't me. It didn't disappear, but it's beautiful. It makes me want to make one too.
Yeah.
But I have too many other things to make. By the way, people keep asking in various places
About your list?
My list, yes. And I've done a lot of them. I can even look that up here. Let's see. Notes. I've done a lot of them. What do I have it saved under? I can't remember now. Let's see. Here. have it saved under stash because we know my stash isn't just yarn, it's yarn that
Right.
matches patterns. So in the original list, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you don't know what I'm talking about, again, early on, we did a video about what I should knit next. And I had a list of things and everybody voted on them. And I am basically knitting them in order, but I'm also sticking other things in that I want to knit. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left to knit. And part of them are color work, and I haven't been in the mood to knit color work. I have swatched for a couple of them because I do want to knit them this year. And of course, I've knit a whole bunch of things that weren't on the original list, but you can go back and watch that video if you want. And you had a video too, something about all the things you knit or all your favorite things you knit. Remember?
I think so.
Yeah, that was a great video.
And
too.
then some of my whips. I think I did a whip video too. So.
And we called those back when we did more than one video a month, or at least one.
Mini-sodes?
We called them mini-sodes. So we had episodes and mini-sodes. And again, we want to get back to that. So let's hope we do. So my next finished object is, what is it? Oh my goodness.
Your shawl?
Yes. Where did I put it?
It's underneath your clipboard.
Oh, underneath my clipboard. Okay. This thing is just insanely gorgeous. And if you've watched my social media, I wore it
work of art
even before it was finished, because what is finished? It's my Clematis shawl by D. Hardwick.
Wow.
It's a rectangle. It's knit in La Biena May. Yeah, mohair silk. It's a kit I bought last year at a time
to remember.
That's what it's called right there, Yvette.
So.
A Time to Remember, which we did buy tickets. I'm not really sure yet if Jonna can go.
I always get confused between A Woolen Affair and A Time to Remember, and I call it An Affair to Remember, which is a movie, right?
Yes.
Which is not a yarn event.
So buy your tickets. We bought tickets for the opening night on Thursday night. Well, Isabel Kramer's going to be there. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
The whole weekend. So, and I'm also going to the Saturday night event. But anyway, so if you're going to be there, look for me. And I don't know if Dee Hardwick will be there, but she was wearing this last year. It was a new pattern back then. And it's from this book, Cultivate, by Jonna Helen and Dee Hardwick. And it's in there. So if you need the pattern, that's where it is. And oh my goodness, I loved knitting it. First, you just knit the rectangle. You knit with the white.
Just easy peasy.
And then the pink, and that's done. It could be done then. Everyone's like, you don't need to do anything else, because it really is gorgeous. Then you duplicate stitch the design on. There's a chart. Of course, you know what a chart is. Each little box is one stitch. And you duplicate stitch it on. I did the leaves first. I did a couple of vines just to see how they worked. I did the leaves first. Then I did the flowers. Then I did the centers of the flowers. And the last thing I did was the vines.
Just stunning.
And if you do it, I had a little trick, because counting exactly where each thing goes is annoying. So once I knit it, when I was knitting a green leaf, for instance, if I got to a place where a vine was going to connect, I put in a light bulb stitch marker and I left it there. So every place that a vine was going to eventually connect, I put in light bulb stitch markers. And that way, when I did eventually do the vines, I at least know where they started and stopped. And then I just had to follow the chart in between. And so when I wore it, when it wasn't finished, I literally wore it with a bunch of stitch markers in it. But I love it so much. It's so soft. The design, it looks like watercolor. It's so beautiful. I usually fold it kind of like this in like a triangle in half, and then I wrap it around. And then I usually tie it.
I love that there's one blue flower that has a light blue and a dark blue. I love those flowers.
Yeah.
They're just beautiful.
So, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
I just love it so much.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's stunning. It's a work of art.
Yeah. And it did take a long time.
Wearable art.
Yeah. I did not knit for 2 months when I really was doing the duplicate stitch, but I was busy with my brother and the rehab and everything. I was also finishing up my film classes. So I would only do duplicate stitch at night when my husband and I, after dinner, were sitting in our chairs and watching something. I would duplicate stitch. But I just slowly I had some other projects going, which I usually don't. I finally just put them away and I worked on this exclusively. Oh, and I want to show you the back. That's the back. Yeah.
Wow.
I can't believe I did it.
No, I love the yellow centers of the flowers.
Yeah.
They're sort of, they're not solid. They may look solid on the screen, but they're not.
Yeah, what makes it so watercolory is that the shawl, the knitting part is 2 strands of mohair, but then the duplicate stitch is just one. So it doesn't completely cover up
Right.
the stitches underneath. And there's tons of mistakes. Like I might have accidentally done one too many stitches here. Who cares?
No,
It doesn't matter.
never
really.
in a million years.
So I didn't go back and fix any of those things. Actually, I think for sure this last blue flower is about 5 rows too high. It should be closer to the edge, but I don't care. Right?
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I love it so much.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend any of these designs. Honestly, you could paint your own thing. You could knit, forget a pattern, just knit a big mohair rectangle, paint your own design, put it into a website.
Stitch fiddle or
I used one for another project.
something like that.
Create a chart and duplicate stitch your own design over it. I mean,
I know.
so amazing. Yeah. So that's that next finished object. I'm so happy it's done. Yay!
Do you have any more? Oh, you have the.
Do you have more
Yeah,
FOs?
I don't.
Okay, let me just do these. These were somewhat unplanned. I did go to Rhinebeck this year. See, we didn't even do a Rhinebeck recap, nothing, because Jonna didn't go. It was really literally, I did go. My brother had the stroke just a couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks before. And so I really didn't go as a podcaster. I just went just for self-care for myself as a knitter. I didn't even know. I just went just to get away from the house, to get away from the hospital. And instead of Jonna coming and staying in one of the big rooms in the Airbnb, I invited my daughter, Jenny, and her 2 daughters. I think snow fell off the roof.
Yeah, I think snow. The bears are hibernating.
And so she came and, I went to a woolen affair. It was back at the Hutton Brickyards. Is that what it's called? And it was absolutely amazing. And I did buy a couple of things there for Jonna's birthday, which I'll talk about later. The only yarn I bought there was a Mayak kit for my mom for Christmas so she could make the granny stripes shawl, which is this kind of rainbowy, beautiful, gorgeous rainbow crochet shawl with different weights of yarn as well. It's not all the same weight of yarn. And so it's just beautiful. And I did give it to her for Christmas and she's working on it. By the way, my mom had ordered from Amazon this thing that you put around your neck and it has a magnifying thing here so she can see because it's a pretty small crochet hook. But she said it's really heavy around her neck. So if any of you use one of those, because it's a small hook and she's not used to crocheting at this point with her eyes and her age with that small of a hook. If anybody can suggest a magnifying thing that hangs around your neck that doesn't weigh a ton, that would be great. Anyway, that's the only yarn I bought at a woolen affair. But I said I bought other things for Jonna. And then at New York Sheep and Wool, we only went Saturday. My husband, myself, my daughter, and her 2 girls. And we just wandered around. And again, I bought them some little tchotchkes. But then, okay, my granddaughter Scarlett, we were walking by this one booth. See, I'm looking at myself again too. Sorry about that. And she all of a sudden she said, I want those. And there was kind of these old-fashioned hand mannequins with these fingerless mitts on them. And they were beautiful. And they were green, cabled. And so I asked, do you have the pattern? The booth, do you have the pattern? And the yarn was really gorgeous. It's called Indicita DK. And of course, I forgot the ball band. Let me see if it's in my Ravelry. Indicita DK. It says here that it's 100% alpaca. Okay, there you go. But that was the booth was Phoenix Fiber Mill. Yes, Phoenix Fiber Mill. And so I bought that exact green yarn. Feel how soft they are.
I do feel like alpaca. They're super drapey.
And I had my granddaughter try the one on that came off the mannequin. And I bought that green yarn for her. And then my granddaughter Ruby picked out the pink yarn. And then I was going to knit the gray ones for my daughter Jenny, but I decided to give them to my granddaughter Harper. And now I actually contacted my niece. My niece Stephanie wants some in black, but I contacted Phoenix Fiber Mill, and they don't have black in stock right now. But I actually ended up buying 2 balls of every other. Oh, it's beautiful. Isn't it nice?
Is it just one size?
The pattern says these are technically small, I think, and then it gives you suggestions on how to make them bigger. For me personally, I could honestly I think I probably was smaller than gauge.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do
You
gauge.
think? No, she is.
Yeah, because it was for 2 young girls, so I thought, who cares?
Right.
But it fits them
It's nice
perfectly.
because they're nice and long and they, cover a lot of your.
And I love that they're longer here, on your arm too.
Yeah, really nice.
There were some
Nice
mistakes
stretching.
in the pattern. The pattern is by a friend of the owner.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if it wasn't on Ravelry. It's just a separate individual private pattern. I have it somewhere. And I just have to clear my brain for a second to think about where it is, and I can't. Anyway, that's fine. So,
I can put it in the show notes.
and I can also put it in a caption if I'm able to edit this. So
Oh, please edit this.
I know. I told the owner, she responded really quickly and sent me pictures of all the colors they still have left. Like I said, I bought 2 because you take 1 for each mitt, and I had a lot left over. I might even be able to make 2 out of each ball.
You could make striped.
I could do whatever I want.
leftovers.
I know. And so I contacted her, and she contacted me right back, and I told her that there were some mistakes in the pattern, and I can send her my little fixes if she wanted me to. And she said, "Oh yeah, definitely." Her friend just whipped that pattern up for her quickly, and yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. Anyway, I highly recommend this yarn. It's really super, super soft, and I think Phoenix Fiber Mill mostly does socks, but you buy the actual socks, not sock yarn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you go to their website, it's all socks. They're a sock mill or something like that.
Cool.
But anyway, I love my Giant's Causeway fingerless mitts, and I highly suggest you make some.
Grants. Giants?
It's Giant's. I'm sorry.
It looks like Grants in her handwriting. Giants.
Giant's Causeway fingerless mitts by blank. I wish I could remember her name. I even looked it up. Yes, and the yarn again is Indie Sita DK. So that's that finished object. Is that it? Oh, I did have one more. I'm sorry. I did finish an Oslo hat. As you know, that I've been knitting Oslo hats for the participants in my German class. And again, there's not 25 of them. There's like 6 or 7. So I was knitting the last one for the last man, and then a new guy joined. So this last semester, I was like, "Do you mind if I measure your head?" In German, of course. And so I measured his head, and I'm going to knit him an Oslo hat. But I actually finished the Oslo hat for Dan. And then my niece's boyfriend joined us for Christmas. He helped me for Christmas Eve day, just so you know. My husband and I learned how to do a transfer from a wheelchair to a car so we could bring my brother to a family Christmas Eve dinner at a restaurant that's wheelchair friendly, because my house is absolutely not. And my brother can't climb stairs yet. There's stairs just to get up to my house. So my niece's boyfriend helped. He volunteered to help get my brother back in the car. And then I took my brother to my mom's Christmas Eve church service, and he came with us and helped me again. And then he parked the car, and then he went and got the car. So he came back to the house after I brought my brother back to rehab and got back to the house, and he was there, and I just wanted to give him something for Christmas. So I went down to my room. I hadn't even blocked the Oslo hat yet. And I said, "Can you try this on?" And he put it on, and it actually was a large, which I don't usually make large, but it was a large, and it fit him perfectly.
Oh, good. What color was it?
It's black.
Perfect.
And so as he was standing there, I said, "Yeah, you might get this for Christmas." I got the ironing board out. I steam blocked it, which I normally don't do, but I steam blocked it. And I had my granddaughter, Ruby, she was wrapping gifts in the living room. I said, "Can you wrap this really fast?" And I gave it to him for Christmas.
Oh, sweet.
So I don't even have a picture of it because I totally forgot. It's a black hat.
Nice.
I completely forgot to take a picture. I think it's my Oslo hat number 11 or 12.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
But yeah, so anyway, that's all my FOs.
Cool.
Whips.
Nice. Oh, whips. Yes, I have a whip. I have several whips, but this is the only whip I'm working
You know
on.
that.
I know. It's the only one I'm working on at the moment. And it was funny because you and I just FaceTimed and chatted and kind of my sticking point was that I needed to pick up stitches for the second shoulder And I was, oh, I don't want to pick up stitches. I don't want to do it. But you and I chatted, and I probably did it 5 or 6 times to get the right stitch count. And anyway, and now of course I'm in the middle of a row. This is the beginning of my Hannah sweater by Petite Knit. Everyone knows I'm a bit sucker for Petite Knit patterns. I just love her kind of classic style. So this is a new, she comes out with patterns. She comes out with patterns like once a week. So I was going to say new, but she's had several patterns released since this one. So it's a V-neck sweater, and it's drop shoulder, and it's made in the conventional way, which is you cast on the back neck and then knit the back, and then you pick up stitches on the right and the left. And one thing I really like about this pattern was I don't know if you can see it in the light. That's a really, really dark brown yarn. Anyway, there's 3 stitches before you make the increase. And so there's this really nice
Band.
Yeah, really nice kind of visible increasing, shaping, geometric, very linear. Anyway, that's one of the things that drew me to the pattern. But it also has a really, really thick rib V-neck that appealed to me. It's kind of a high V-neck. And it's just very, very oversized. So I did end up choosing the full amount of ease. So I am making the 4th size. So it comes in extra, extra small to 5XL, which is a finished bust of 29.5 to 59 inches or 75 to 150 centimeters. Yeah, I'm making the 4th size, which is the medium, for a finished bust of 50.75 and 14 to 15 inches of positive ease. So yes, it will be a big, cozy sweater. It's knit on US size 6, which is a 4 millimeter. The gauge is 18 stitches and 26 rows over 4 inches. And my gauge is perfect. I did swatch. I made a gauge swatch and I washed it. And so about the yarn. So I bought this at last year's Rhinebeck to make something completely different, of course, but I had it in stash. And this is yarn by Junction Fiber Mill. It's farm fresh. It's blue face Leicester blend in licorice, which is actually a very dark brown. So it's a heavy DK, 200 yards for 100 grams, and it's super soft. It is a little bit rustic, unwashed,
but it's also soft.
Yeah, and there is plant matter in it, so I will pick out pieces of straw and who knows what. But super farmy. Oh, and made here in Vermont. So 100% US wool, spun in Vermont, just I don't know, 45 minutes from here. So it'll be fun to do a mini sewed and go to the Woolly Thistle is in New Hampshire, not too far from here, Junction Fiber Mill and Green Mountain Spinnery. And then I think there's a couple new yarn shops. There's I think it's called Bobbin and Skein. It's a new yarn shop in Brattleboro, Vermont, which is not too far from me. It's further south, but it's cool because it's a crafting space. So sewing, weaving, needlepoint, all the yarny stuff, but they actually have space. So if you need a big place to cut out a pattern, which is always my issue, they have a big space for you to do that, and the rotary mats and the cutters and everything. So anyway, I think it's really cool. I can't wait to go visit. So anyway, back to the sweater. Yeah, so I was just talking about the yarn. So obviously I will join, I'm almost done with the right shoulder, and I'll join at the V, finish working the front back and forth until I join underneath the arms. And then I don't know, I haven't looked ahead in the pattern to see if there's increases or decreases for the body or the sleeves at all, but it's pretty chunky and oversized and, thick ribbing, and I don't know, just looked cozy. And I loved the yarn.
It's beautiful.
And I think dark brown's going to be great. So yeah, so I am working on that. And I do have one, oh, here it is in the skein. Oh. Yeah, Farm Fresh by Junction Fiber Mill. It's really, really pretty.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to make a cabled cardigan, and of course that didn't happen. And I still have my, what is it called? Siri by Lynette. Lena Holmes Samsung, which is beautiful. I just need to get back to it. It's just a little complicated with the charts for me. It was a little bit complicated. I do have one acquisition. My husband and I went to the McKinney Knittery, which is in McKinney, Texas, just for fun for a Saturday thing. It's a cute little traditional town square,
Mhm.
and they have a lot of Christmas decorations. So I missed their Christmas open house. So we went the following Saturday, and I ended up buying, my mom has wanted me to make her a sweater for years, and I haven't. And I decided finally to buy yarn to make her a sweater. She's a little bit, well, she's pretty sensitive skin wise to wool. So I guess that's been part of my hesitation. I just didn't want to get anything that wasn't comfortable for her. So this is Barocco Vintage, and it is a machine washable blend. I didn't realize, I should have looked, 52% acrylic, 40% wool, and 8% nylon, but it feels fine. I think it feels fine.
Oh yeah,
It's fine.
lovely.
It's a gorgeous color. It's kind of a teal color.
Practical for her, and
Yeah,
also
it's practical
soft
for
and
her.
Beautiful, the colors. Gorgeous.
Exactly. So I think it's going to be fine. And I was hemming and hawing about patterns, but I decided to make a pattern by our friend Jennifer Shields Tolan.
Mhm.
Did I get that right?
JST Knitwear
Yes,
Designs.
JST Knitwear Designs. And it's the Winter Seashore Stroll by JST Designs. And the pattern is a cardigan and a pullover, and all in the same pattern, but it's got a nice textured yoke. And yeah, so I fell in love with the pattern, and I think it's going to be perfect. So
This will actually be a nice
really wanna
Christmas
get
sweater
started.
too.
Yeah, she was
The
like, "Oh,
color.
did you finish my sweater for Christmas?" I was like, "How fast a knitter do you think I am?"
I didn't even finish my sweater for
I know.
Christmas.
Oh, I didn't. But I did give her a different gift. But anyway, it was funny. But I think, we were talking about this. I was on the airplane from Atlanta we fly into Connecticut. It's the closest airport to us, and then we drive to the house. And there was boarding, and there's a young woman walking by me. I was like, oh my gosh, I love your ranunculus. It's so funny when you see a sweater in the wild, and I just assumed that she was going to say that she made it. And she, in fact, said that someone else made it for her in Korea, or I didn't catch the country right away. And I don't know if she knew that it was, I don't know if she knew,
How special it
how
is.
special it was, but
Yeah.
it was the ranunculus yoke with kind of a bell-shaped leaf. So it was kind of an interpretation of the
Mm.
ranunculus. But anyway, it's always fun when you see a sweater in the wild, right?
Yeah.
Like one time I was at the Costco in Connecticut I can't remember the name of the town. And I hear across the parking lot, I love your soldotna.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. So
Nice.
anyway, that was my latest acquisition, and I'm excited to get started on that. Actually, it's nice because sometimes, you're really diligent and you will knit something that you don't feel like knitting, but I'm not. And so, but I am excited about this yarn and the color and the pattern. So that's nice. It's nice when you enjoy the process when you're making a gift, rather than slogging through.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay,
I never
okay,
really
okay.
slog through because I just love knitting. I just love knitting. So no matter what it is, I might put things down for different reasons, or maybe in the moment I don't feel like doing intarsia, or I don't feel like doing
Mhm.
color work or knitting a stockinette tube,
Mhm.
whether that's the body or the sleeve. But I do choose to do it because ultimately I love knitting.
Mhm.
So yeah. Anyway, so I have one other whip. I am starting to swatch. My husband, we dyed some yarn at Indigo Dragonfly in Canada last August. And my husband keeps asking. His yarn came out the best. It's gorgeous. It's this green. You can't see it, but
That's really pretty.
it's a beautiful green. He dyed over a brown. The natural color of the yarn
Mhm.
was brown. So he got a very deep, a lot of depth and interest in his color. It's this dark green. So I'm going to knit him a hat. I was hoping I could knit him a hat and scarf, but I just don't think I have enough
Mhm.
yarn to do both. So I'm just going to do a hat for him, and we'll do something else for a scarf. So I'm swatching for that. But you will be happy to know, people ask me about this everywhere I go.
Uh-oh.
I picked up the Intarsia
Ooh.
baby blanket again, and this is another reason not to put things down for a long time. You see that one row? I think it's because it was on the cable for so long and in this position instead of flat
Mhm.
that now, and I think I even blocked it at one point. And so the steam, like you can see, the stitches are fine. They're not like twisted.
That has happened to me before when I put in a lifeline. Yeah.
So I'm hoping it will block out, but look at this gloriousness. Do you mind holding that side? Because guess what? Last night, I actually got to start the black part. So this is, I'm calling it Zoe's baby blanket. It's for a baby named Zoe who was born last summer, but she'll get it when she gets it. She'll have it her whole entire life long. And I created the pattern myself. I mean, it's a simple rectangle with moss stitch. Is that what you call it? Edging. And the design is the mom of Zoe. Her name is Lamisha, Lamicia. I'm looking at myself again. You should follow her on Instagram. She has her own personal Instagram, but she also has an art Instagram, and I can't remember exactly. Did I write it down? I probably meant to. But follow her. She just picked up painting as a hobby, and she loves these like pop art, really bright. Let me see where I have. So I was thinking of what to knit her. Sorry, I'm out of the screen for a minute. And all of a sudden, I thought, oh, I can recreate one of her paintings. So I went to a website to put her up the picture on. Do I have that? I had this on my old notes. Okay, you'll find out when I finish it. But I think it's Knitwits or something like that. To put the chart on the painting on a chart. And then I drew in 10 by 10 squares so I could follow along. And then in my knitting, I put in stitch markers every 10 stitches. I'm so crazy. My stitch markers match the color I'm knitting with. So blue, 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 green, 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 etc. I'm crazy. I have had a false start many times on this, whether I was trying to figure out my edges. I'm doing a slip stitch edge, so that it looks pretty. But I'm finally up to this beginning of this black part, and I'm so excited. And it's actually really super easy to knit. And my technique for not having things tangle, I'm knitting from the balls. And then each time I need a color, I just detangle it, which is not very tangled because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. So
And you're not switching back. Like there's not another yellow section.
Yeah, I mean, there is green, but I use separate balls.
Oh, okay, separate balls.
But if you look at the back, you can see the twisting of the yarn. But I'm doing it.
Yay.
I'm so excited. And I already wove in the ends. I hate when that makes it look less intimidating and messy too. Anytime I had an end when I was starting a yarn or finishing a yarn, I wove it in already.
And I feel like the painting actually looks like it could be a baby blanket.
Right?
You know?
I did change one thing in the painting up here, these little, isn't there a candy like slim, what are those candies called? Those Jimmy, what are they called? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, like Red Hots.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
These were supposed to be white, but I changed them to purple. So I did make one change, and yeah, I'm really happy with it.
Like a playground.
It does.
You know?
And so I can't wait to finish it. It's moving along pretty quickly. I've realized at this point, it takes me an hour to do knit and purl back.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm sorry, a half hour to knit across and purl back. And then it takes me a few hours to do one 10 row section. By the way, to start a new yarn, I am doing like weave in at before, but then once
you'll weave it into the black section.
Yes, I will take this out, but it holds it in place. So there's not a gaping hole. So I do that catching floats on the way to using it, and then I use it. And when I have enough, then I go back and I pull this out because you can see it through the other side.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I pull that end out and then I weave it up into the black. Yeah. But yay, I love it so much. I'm so happy with it. So
that's great.
When I next time I will share more about the exact website and all that, but I love it so much. I don't have any details about it. I'm knitting it on it was probably just a suggested yarn. I mean, the suggested needle, a US 6, which is a 4mm. We know, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's like the only one I know.
I know you said because
US
Kevin and Ray.
4, yes.
What did Kevin? Which one of
6
them?
is a 4. I don't know. One of them said it and it stuck with me. So.
Stuck with you, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? We actually got through it without the power going out and everything.
Oh, do you want to talk about your favorite thing?
Yes.
Mine is quick.
Yeah, so my favorite things, hopefully I will be able to edit this and put pictures in. If not, maybe when Jonna does a catching up with Jonna or something, she can show you guys. But when I was at a woolen affair, no, yes, a woolen affair at Hutton Brickyards, I bought some hats from a milliner and I don't remember the name, sorry. And I got a necklace for myself. But anyway, what ended up happening was I saw this woman with these, no, first the mugs. I walked into, what's it called? Golden Earth Designs. Sarah is the owner of Golden Earth Designs, and I saw these mugs with a sheep on it. Beautiful, rustic looking mug with a black sheep. And so I said to my husband, because we were going to go to Jonna's birthday party the weekend after. And I said, okay, this, because I didn't know what I was going to get her. This is Jonna's birthday present. So I bought 2 mugs for her.
I use them all the time.
Yay. And then I went into a booth. Oh my goodness. Hudson Valley Fiber Arts. The owner is Martha Bellardo. She is the most lovely. I can't believe I've never seen her at an event before. And maybe I have, but she knits and felts all these creations, trees, animals, just her booth is gorgeous. And she's usually standing in the booth working on a creation at the moment during the event. And she had these, what really caught my eye at first, these little wooden boxes with latches. You open the box and there's a little felted mouse that she made. And then the lid, inside the lid is all these little curated things that she puts in there, little pictures, little vintage bottles, buttons. Just, it's gorgeous. And those are glued in there, so you can't remove those. And then in the box itself each box has a cushion that perfectly matches the size of the box, and then a pillow for the mouse, and then the mouse, and each one has a cashmere blanket and a little piece of knitting, a whip on the needles, which are toothpicks. And it's glued on there again so that you can't slip it off. And then a little tiny itty bitty book that she calls a long story short book. But and every single one is different.
Cute.
Every single box is curated differently. So first I got one for each of my granddaughters. And yes, I mailed one to France. It isn't there yet. And I actually bought those and I left. And then I thought, I have to get one of those for Jonna because this is something Jonna would make. And she did once make a little Altoid tin with, what was in it for your granddaughter?
I painted it and there was water in there and like a little landscape. Yeah.
Yeah. So this just reminded me of something that Jonna would do if she had time. And so I bought one for Jonna.
And I love it. It's beautiful.
Oh my
and then
goodness.
As soon as I opened it, my grandson Max was there
At the party?
Yeah. And I mean, it just had him written all over it. And so I did end up contacting Martha. Thank you, Martha. And buying, because she doesn't make two of the same, a similar one, another little mouse. So she has mice and she has hedgehogs.
Right. I got one of my granddaughters a hedgehog. Yes.
Yeah. And so, and I was able to pick, from her inventory. So we did get that in time for Christmas and he was thrilled.
But she has to email you pictures of it, right? She doesn't have all the pictures on her website.
No. We talked about it over Instagram.
Her inventory just goes. She goes to all these events. She happened to be at the Rhinebeck Farmers Market that weekend as well. So my little granddaughter, Ruby, when I gave her the box, because she came with us, when I gave her the box, a little tear came out of her eye and she wanted to meet Martha. She wanted to see her and see more things and go buy more things. So when we were leaving Rhinebeck, we went to the Rhinebeck Farmers Market and we found her. So then, because when I bought these things, my daughter and her daughters were not with me. So she got, my granddaughter just went bonkers and just looked at everything. And it was just special. You have to look up Hudson Valley Fiber Arts, Martha Bellardo, follow her on Instagram. She said, by January, she has hardly anything left, stock left, because she makes the whole year long, sells at events all year, and especially leading up to the holidays, she sells out. But these things are just so special. I bought my husband a frog. It's bigger. It's this big. And it has a camera around its neck.
Oh, really?
My husband loves photography. And so I bought that for him. It sits in our living room. It's just uber special. Yeah. Follow her. So that's basically that.
And I foolishly thought that needle felting was easy. It's not. It's definitely an art form.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I didn't tell Jonna this. One thing that that I want to do because you guys have all been so, so patient with us. We had received this gift of the Twice Sheared Sheep Advent calendar, and we didn't even, I made one post. It has been so crazy that I wasn't able to post every day. I haven't even, I hate to say, opened all the boxes. In our previous episode 35 video, we did open some of them, but what I want to do is, if you're watching today on Zoom or YouTube, or if you watch the finished version, so this will take a while to get all this done, but I want to give all this stuff away. It'll be a little postage here and there, but you know what? You guys are worth it, and you've been so patient with us. So we're gonna show you quickly some of the things. There's a project bag. So what you need to do is comment below in whatever format you're watching, content that you'd like to see in 2026 from us. Okay? Knowing that we're not really tutorial people. Okay, we're just not. So there's Dawn's handy reference guide to all things yarny, a little book with, it has like crochet chart symbols, all kinds of things, standard things. I'm not going to show you everything. There's this new thing that they have called a yarn gator, and you use it when you're knitting with multiple strands of yarn. You can attach it to your bag. There's, of course, a storage tin, which we love. I still use mine all the time. There are lots of stitch markers, this Advent Doodles cards where you, a portable colorwork stitch dictionary. There's a row counter, which we love. A lot of people say they can't figure out how to use it, but here, you want to hold that? Sure. We can just put everything back in. Okay. We'll get through this quickly. There's some yarn, which I'm assuming there must be a pattern to go with it.
We're not going to open all the boxes now, though.
We don't have to. That's fine.
That would take forever.
Okay, and it's going to be all crinkly. Yeah. But Twice Sheared Sheep Color Story DK. And then there's all these other, I think we stopped opening. Oh, now we know we filmed that tragic episode. Must have been December 9th, because that's the last one we opened. But we will go through and open 10 through 25 today. And then in January, at some point after this airs, the edited version also, then we'll choose 25 winners, right? And so we'll send out a little gift to, we'll just, I guess, randomly
maybe
select.
Some of the gifts go together, though.
And we also have a lot of other stuff to go, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But anything else?
Our favorite things? Oh,
that was yours. Mine.
Oh, okay.
What's your favorite thing?
Well, I had two favorite things. One is a pattern. It's not as new as it was when we filmed this episode the first time, but it's called High V Loop Sweater by Shirley. I put it on. Oh, by Other Loops. Lots of loops in there. It's just a gorgeous, oversized, fluffy, drapey V-neck sweater that I am looking for yarn to make. Actually, I think Sandra, is her name Sandra? From Edo is having a trunk show at McKinney Knittery in April, I want to say. And so I think I might, I think one of the suggested yarns is an Ito combination. So I'm going to go and look and see what she has and see if she has something to recommend. So I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. My other favorite thing is a book. It's one of the best books I've ever read in my entire life. It is free on Kindle Unlimited if you subscribe to Kindle Unlimited. It's a book called All the Glimmering Stars by, and I didn't even write it down, Mark Sullivan, I believe his name is. And he's written, it's historical fiction. That said, it's definitely based on fact. And this one has to do with, it's set in, so it's been a while since I read the book. I've probably read 20 other books since then. It's set in Africa in the 1990s, and it is one of the best books I've ever read. And it's a difficult subject, but it's a hopeful, wonderful book. And I absolutely loved it. So if you're looking for a book to read, All the Glimmering Stars by Mark Sullivan.
Yeah. And I meant to bring a book. I haven't read it, but two of my friends and I are going to read The Let Them Theory.
Oh, I have the book. I pretty much read it.
So I looked up what it means. So I'm going to read that. I meant to bring it with me this weekend, but didn't. So I'll read it when I get home.
And Mel doesn't live too far from me, and she lives in Dorset.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
About an hour. They have a great farmer's
market. In Texas
market.
or Vermont?
Oh, in Vermont. Okay. She lives in southern Vermont.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we already talked about our 2026 plans. So if you joined us later, we're basically going to try to produce content every single week. And we're going to use at least twice a month, use this live to Zoom format to YouTube. Because when we try to record split screens, there's all this technology and something always goes wrong. At least if we're on Zoom, there's a recording. Even if it goes wrong, there's audio. So that's what we're going to try. So let us know also in the comments if you like this format, if you don't like it. I mean, what's not to like? But
It pretty much, in case you're wondering, it pretty much went the way it normally does when we do it at Pick Up Every Stitch. This is a very typical episode, I would say.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I was definitely a little more conscious. Sometimes when we're just at Pick Up Every Stitch and it's just us, I'll say really private things about myself or my husband or my brother. So I was definitely more conscious about not sharing his.
Right. A little bit more filtered.
Yes, yes. But this is us. I mean, this is just us. So just so you know, our friend, assistant, Justin, he also had this idea to get the audio off of all of our previous episodes and minisodes and upload them to the typical audio podcast sites. So what I think is, I mean, obviously knitting podcasts started audio only.
Right.
So you couldn't see what people were talking about. All podcasts started like that.
So you kind of had to be on your phone or computer and like look up the pattern.
Look up the pattern, right. But if you like audio podcasts and you're driving or something and you want to listen to us, I don't know why you would, but we are now on all the audio podcasts. And obviously, if you listen to them, go and check them out or follow us, then that audience, that viewing audience, because some people only do audio. Some people don't do YouTube. So then that audience can build for us. Anything else?
I think so. Like, subscribe, share.
Become a member. Sorry, we did not get to do a December member Zoom. I
did not.
Told you why. We will get back to all of that. And yeah, Twice Shared Sheet, we are affiliates. So in the show notes, which is below, how do you describe where people find the show notes again?
Well, there's just like a sentence or two, and then there's a ... It might even say more ... So you have to click that more
under the video.
So, under the video, so that you can,
and then
it'll drop down, and then you'll see all the show notes.
All the show notes. How to
There'll be a link.
Us.
I shared cheap, and if you use that link, we do get a little kickback. It doesn't affect the price you pay, but they pay us a commission, I guess.
Yeah. That's it, right?
All right.
We did it.
We did it.
I'm still nervous. Anyway.
I don't know. I wasn't nervous, I guess, because I'm at home and so I'm comfortable here.
I guess.
I'm probably more nervous at Pick Up Every Stitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
See you next time. Okay, this is probably the strangest live on YouTube you've ever seen in your life. Welcome.
Can I get a drink?
Do you want to stop now and get a drink of water? Yeah. I might have to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
So we might start this part over. This is what happens. So now you get to see it live.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, is everybody going to hear the toilet flush? She actually happened to be at the scratch that, blooper.
That's better.
Oh yay, look at that. Figured it out. You can teach an old dog new tricks.